Hey everyone, welcome to Tabletop Tutorials. We're going to use a simple recipe to paint a chosen Chaos Space Marine in Wordbearer's colours from the new box set from the Eldritch Omens. To begin with, you'll want to spray the model in Lead Belcher from Games Workshop, or you can base coat by hand. Our next step is to use a slightly lighter metallic to dry brush over the model. You'll want to focus the areas where the model has a metallic trim. Don't worry if you brush over any other areas, because we will be covering this up later. I've chosen Stormhost Silver, as I quite like the lighter shade against the Lead Belcher spray. Next we'll be using Corn Red to fill in the panels. Take your time with this, as we want to avoid the silver trim where possible. If you accidentally paint over some silver trim, just touch it up with a metallic of your choice to correct the mistake. I find Corn Red a great colour for these models, as it's not too vibrant, letting the silver trim stand out. Always make sure you thin your paints with some water, as we want to keep control of the brush where the paint is going. This may take a lot of time to finish this stage, as there's quite a few panels to fill in. I also recommend making sure to take your time with shoulder pads, as these are probably the biggest panels. Just make sure your paint is thinned and apply a couple of coats to make sure the result is a smooth finish. For the cloth and bone elements of the model, I've decided to go with Rakkar Flesh, as I kind of wanted a lighter style of clothing and bone colour for the model. Make sure to coat the entire cloth and bone area with a couple thin coats. If you want your cloaks and horns to be a darker shade, I recommend Games Workshop Xandri Dust. So far we have finished a few stages now, and as you can see I have a little tidying up to do in places where I've painted over some of the silver and red. The cloth colour is faint, but we'll be improving on that later on in the video. Next we'll be using Abaddon Black to fill in certain tubes found at the back of the knees, arms, abdomen and lower back. Once again, take your time with this step, as we want to avoid painting over the silver trim, but as always, nobody is perfect, including myself at this level, so just touch up with your choice of silver where required. An additional smaller stage is painting the holster. I've decided a dark brown is the sort of colour I want for any holsters or any gear they have, so I'm using Dryad Bark. You simply want to cover the whole holster with a couple of thin coats. Some of these Chaos models have fleshy tubing on the torso. You could paint these black if you didn't really like the fleshy style, but I'm going to go with it and use Bugman's Glow to coat the torso tubing. And once again, just two thin coats should do the job. Once you're happy with the paint scheme and have tidied up your work, you'll want to wash the whole model in Nuln Oil. Make sure to avoid pooling in some places, which will happen. If you do have excess oil on a certain area, use your brush to soak up the excess. Try to apply the oil smoothly over the model to avoid any brush marks. The next step is an easy way to paint plasma coils, which can be quite challenging for some casual painters. I've decided to go with a quick and easy plasma effect, which will look decent on the tabletop and contrast well with the red. Firstly, coat the coils in any white you like. I've chosen Vallejo white, as I found it's got a better consistency than, for example, Games Workshop's White Scar. You want to hit the coil with a couple thin coats until the coil is vibrant white. Feel free to let the white spill over very slightly if you're feeling confident. This will give it a kind of gentle glow effect. If you're not too confident, just focus on the coils. Then we want to add Tesseract Glow over the coils. I have quite an old bottle of Tesseract Glow, so I've had to apply quite a bit onto the coils myself, but usually this effect should be pulled with one sparing coat over the white. Now we want to add some colour to the eye lenses using Moot Green. To do this right, you want the finest brush you have on hand. I'm using a Citadel small layer brush to pick out the lenses. This step is probably the trickiest, so take your time and try to have paint only on the tip of your brush. I like to add Tesseract Glow to the eye lenses after the Moot Green is dried. This really helps if you're not perfect in covering only the lenses, as we can mask some of the mistakes with an extra green glow effect, which looks quite nice. And that's it. I tend to assemble the model in stages after painting. It's a habit I haven't really grown out of, as I know a lot of people prefer to assemble before painting. Either way, this recipe can be used assembled or not. Very happy with how this one's turned out, and I hope some of the steps in this tutorial were helpful to you. And thank you for watching. I plan to release video tutorials every Monday, so please let me know if there's anything you would like painted specifically, and I'll happily look into that.